What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you are new to the channel, I'm your host, as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get into it. You guys see the actual graphics. You see the title of the show. Nolan Traore is up. We're going to speak about him, and we're also going to react to the Game Theory podcast. And man, they had a bunch they had to say about Nolan Traore. I haven't really, seen this yet, so I'm just like kind of live reacting. My initial thoughts on Nolan Traore, I just think it was a really horrible pick. I think of him as a backup point guard. All I got to really do is, again, just really compare him to a lot of the top point guards around the NBA, and basketball is about matchups, okay? Matchups. Can he match up to the Kay Cunningham's and the Donovan Mitchells, the Steph Currys, like the Tyrese Maxey's? Is he really kind of on that level? Do you see it? No, I really don't see it. I mean, there's a lot of components when it comes to basketball, especially the physicality portion of basketball, and you just look at Nolan Traore's physique. There's just so many guys from like all different types of positions, right? Like Paolo Banchero. There's so many guys that are 6'8", 6'9", that could really like initiate their own offense, and they can get Nolan Traore switched on to him, switched on to those type of guys. And you have to send help, and that leaves the 3-point shooters wide open. And if you don't send help, I mean, these guys start having like a crazy efficiency, like efficient scoring nights. Let's say 25 points on 14 shot attempts. I mean, getting to the free throw line, pretty much doing whatever they want at will, man. So let's get into the actual Game Theory podcast. Let's see what these guys actually have to say and whether I really agree with them or not.
Attempts of finesse finishes at the rim. I think Traore's okay defensively. I'm not. I think that was kind of it. Like I wanted more. I wanted to see more. I wanted more minutes, more on-ball opportunities. I'm beating a dead horse at this point with this conversation, but that's where I landed on Traore.
I thought Nolan looked pretty good in the first game against the Thunder, and I thought it kind of went downhill a little bit from there. The handle looked good. He dealt with like ball pressure a little bit better than what I thought their other guards did, just because his handle's a little bit better. Does just need to figure out the final product at the end of the day. Like his finishing and scoring at the rim and shooting, like none of that's really there right now.
Yep.
And then the final one would be Saraf, and again, like Saraf really struggled. I thought, like, really didn't shoot it well. Like Saraf, I will say this too. Saraf and Traore, Saraf a little bit more than Traore, because Saraf played literally until like draft night. I'm like a little bit more willing to give those guys the benefit of the doubt, because their season has just been incredibly long and incredibly taxing, right? And I'll bring it up with Essengay when we get to him with Chicago, right? Like, they have been playing forever, it feels like. And, I didn't think Saraf looked particularly good. It looked like it was a real struggle for him for a long...
We've always believed that sport has the...
All right, let me let the ad play out, I guess. This actually comes from Yahoo Sports Nets Wire. Let me just let it play out. Hold on. Can I turn this damn thing down? Let me just react to them. So, you see with these two guys over here, the Game Theory podcast, they're not particularly blown away. Again, you could have all the skill in the world, but again, there's a physicality component that really comes, to basketball pretty much.
Lives. It's happened here for decades. Community happens here. Sport happens here. The all-new Dick's House of Sport. A new destination for sport. Right here in Jersey City.
I need allies.
Damn, man.
I want you to join me.
Portion of time that he was on the court, but it wasn't shooting it well. I thought we saw some of the passing ability in the game against the Wizards, at least. Like, he threw a couple of really impressive ones, but that was really it. And I don't know. I think my overall takeaway with the four Nets guys was I'm not sure any of these guys are NBA rotation players right now, and they're going to be thrust into that like very early on.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point with Saraf. His last game was on June 26th, and he played 60 games this year, where a lot of these college guys played 30.
Bryce, I'm honestly surprised it was as low as 60. I thought it was going to be more.
I thought it was going to be as well. I'm going to double check to make sure they added all up. 24, yeah.
Yeah, and this is what I was worried about, man. All you guys kept coming to me, and last season and saying, "Listen, the draft is so important." And the bad thing with Sean Marks is Nolan Traore, right? When we started looking at a lot of the draft projections, I mean, he was up there 4, 5, 3, right, in terms of being able to be picked. He was looking up there with guys like what's this guy's name on the Spurs, man? I just forgot his name already. But I mean, he was up there. But then as the season started to progress, right? I mean, he started dropping more and more and more to like number 8, 9, 10, 11, and then to like maybe 18, 19. So other general managers like just pretty much did the work for Sean Marks, and I would have drafted him, man. I mean, he's really looking more like, when you really think about all the weaknesses that he actually really has, maybe a late first round pick, second round pick. This is really bad over here, man. Sean Marks really, really dropped the ball when it really came to this draft, man. I would have held on to guys like Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and really like try to build off of there, right? It's hard when you're really like looking to pull the plug. I've seen this. We've seen it already. Look at the Washington Wizards. Look at the Charlotte Hornets. Some teams, depending on, and it is luck, right? It is luck, especially when you're talking about the draft. It's pretty much like a raffle. You don't know who you're going to get or who's going to get what. All right, let me let this finish out over here, man. But this is definitely like an epidemic draft failure right here, man. Failure. And I don't see it getting any better from now.
60 is what it says.
60.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just a couple weeks from a 60-game season. And he was playing playoff basketball, like playoff series basketball, where it's like, I'm sure it's somewhat similar to the NBA, where it gets super intense and all of that. I thought he showed the ability to create advantages. That's what I like. That's what I've always held on to with Saraf. But, he drew fouls a little bit. Got to the free throw line 4.5 times. He just didn't shoot. Like, the catch and shoot looked like bad, looked awful.
Yes.
He did show some of the pass.
Listen, that's the minimum that you can actually really do, is being able to be just a good catch and shoot, like shooter pretty much. Whether it be from the mid-range, the 3-point line. You can go in there, you can do some form shooting, and within like 7, 8, 9 months, you should be knocking 7 to 8 out of 10 shots, just like from catch and shoot alone. Now, coming off of screens, being able to shoot off the dribble, it's totally different, right? That takes a lot more skill. I can understand that, but just be able to be a good catch and shoot, shooter, right? I mean, that's not a lot to ask for.
I actually think I'm with you, Sam, in terms of like which one of these guys, and this is okay for Brooklyn, but it's like, can you play? And I don't know that Drake Powell and his offensive limitations is going to be that much more ready to be an NBA rotation. How many of these guys are you going to give minutes to? They need...
Exactly. There's only one basketball, right? You got to look at Yegor Demon, right? You got to look at Nolan. Drake Powell, he has to develop, right? I mean, but the ball's going to be in Michael Porter Jr.'s hands, though, right? And Jody Fernandez, he's not going out there and wanting to actually lose. I mean, his mindset and how his mind is actually wired is to actually go out there and actually win games as much as possible. He has to think about his own coaching career for the future, not just with the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets can just go around, mess around, and fire the guy, right? And just say, hey, next year things aren't working out. So, I mean, it's categorically important that Jordy Fernandez really wants to go out there and start racking up some wins. So I don't know if these guys even play. We don't know if Jordy Fernandez is going to start getting tight and saying, hey, is Jordy, like, let's say if Nolan Traore makes a mistake, is he going to yank him out the game? And when stuff like that happens, it can affect the player's confidence, right? Look at Ben Simmons.
They really, they need a really good plan to draft 5 first-round picks, as much on ball, as much not NBA ready as all of these guys are. It's going to be a fascinating test case in player development for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay. Next, let's go to the Toronto Raptors.
All right, so, I mean, you guys heard it. These guys are not NBA ready. Even with Danny Wolf, I mean, I was looking at Danny Wolf trying to post up one of the guards in the summer league. I don't know who it was, but, like, this guard, I think he had to be, like, maybe like 205 pounds. Danny Wolf is listed at 250-something pounds, and he couldn't back him down, man. I mean, that guard was putting up a lot of resistance. Yeah, I don't know, man. And again, like these guys actually said, a lot of these guys really needs the basketball. They can't shoot, so it's best to actually have the ball in their hands and try to get downhill as much as possible. But, I mean, if you can't shoot, I'm not going to play up on you. I'm not going to get into your shooting pocket or anything like that. I'm going to drop back on you. And the paint is going to be really, really crowded. So you would need Michael Porter initially to really, like shoot, spread the floor out. But yeah, this is oh man, this is going to be a really, really painful year watching the Brooklyn Nets. I'm interested in seeing Danny Wolf and to see if he has some sort of post game. How strong is he? It's going to. I don't know. I'm lost for words over here, man. So definitely like, comment. I'm going to wrap this video up. Subscribe and certainly share the video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. We're going to try to get a live stream in tomorrow night, which will be Wednesday night. All right. So peace, everyone.